Our story starts 17 years in the past, with a man who had nothing but wanted everything, and a man who had everything but wanted nothing. Two brothers, one fate, one corny intro. Intro aside, this man, Rex Goodwin, was really on some Eisen type timing since the beginning of the show. Like I said in the intro, our story begins 17 years ago in Domino City with three scientists, Rex and Roman Goodwin and Professor Thudo. Gentlemen, the energy reactor has finally been completed. This astounding moment shall go down as history as Yappertron 3000. With all due respect, sir, we should probably get back to work. Oh yes, you are indubitably correct, Roman. We shall continue with the research at once. Oh my days, it seems as if the reactor is malfunctioning. For what reason should we put the reactor to rest? The reactor's immense power is much too great for us to handle. Nevertheless, the rather unusual weather it causes is the reason we must continue the research at once. If we manage to harness this incredible power, then Domino City shall prosper greatly. My apologies, Rex and Roman, but we must put a stop to this now. As soon as Roman heard the news, he was, heated, to say the least. So he did some research and found and went to a location that also suffered from the weird weather caused by the energy reactor. And while he was there, he basically meets a cult member, gets manipulated so hard you would think he rolled a 920 with the 7. Anyway, the cult member goes on about how Roman was chosen by destiny and how he needs to listen to the light or something, I don't know. But he does say that Professor Thudo is stupid for shutting down the reactor and that anyone who agrees with him is low-key a bot before disappearing to the wind. The backstory's getting a little long, so lightning round! So, right after this, Professor Thudo gets ran out of his own lab, gets shot, and is implied dead, so he's basically deceased. At the same time, Roman chops his whole arm off, gives it to his brother, and makes the reactor spin in reverse. What happens if it spins in reverse, you asked? Oh, just a little nuclear explosion! This historic event ended up being named Zero Reverse. Anyway, skip to like 17 years later, Rex and Roman having a little brotherly squabble. A little bit of a debacle, if you will. And shortly after this sibling duel, Rex reveals his master plan to become a dark signer. Ooh, scary. But it actually does get kind of creepy when he summons this thing. So right after YUSEI packs up Roman,
You are packing the edge, guess what?
falls into the netherworld for a bit, he and the rest of the signers go to face Rex. And this man, well, I don't want to like play the clip, so I'll show you in drawing form. So he does this, and then basically that, and then boom. Yeah. So now he's a signer and a dark signer, making him what he thought to be a perfect being. He also gets roided up out of nowhere, so that's something, I guess. Everyone there is obviously perturbed by this, and YUSEI, Crow, and Jack step up to duel him. That's right, they're jumping in Yu-Gi-Oh! Let that sink in. Anyway, before the duel starts, there's a few extra rules to make it a fair duel. Since it's a 3v1, Rex starts out with 12,000 life points instead of 4,000, and none of the duelists can attack on their first turn. Now we get to my favorite part, the duel. Since this is a turbo duel, the field spell Speed World is activated. Crow starts off by summoning Blackwing, Mistral Crow starts off by summoning Blackwing, Mistral the Silver Shield. I'm gonna remove the Blackwing part since all of his cards start with Blackwing. He follows up by special summoning Boar the Spear. After setting a card, he ends his turn and passes it to Jack. Jack summons Mad Archfiend, sets a card and ends his turn? I get they're not allowed to attack on the first turn, but these boards are looking kinda trash. Anyway, it's YUSEI's turn, and after some brief yapping, he summons Max Warrior, sets a card, and ends his turn. Dog, what are these boards? Now it's Rex's turn. He starts off by special summoning Oracle of the Sun, following up by summoning the tuner monster Fire Ant Ascator. Fire Ant Ascator tunes with Oracle of the Sun to synchro summon Sun Dragon Inti. So like, y'all can do this on your first turns? I think I smell fraud. Rex continues by banishing Fire Ant Ascator to summon Weeping Idol, and by sacrificing 1000 life points, he's also able to summon the Dark Tuner, Dark Goddess, whatever the heck, blah 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 blah, Dark Tunes with Weeping Idol to Dark Synchro Summon Moondragon Quia, but due to Moondragon Quia's effect, it's destroyed, which just makes me sadly relate to a play going wrong, except his play didn't go wrong, it's just me that's bad at the game. Anyway, it's Crow's turn, and he plays the speed spell Tune Up 123 to increase Mistral the Silver Shield's level by 1. Mistral the Silver Shield tunes with Bore the Spear to Synchro Summon the one, the only, Blackwing Armor Master. Since there's a face-up Blackwing monster in the field, he can special summon Elfin the Raven. Armor Master attacks Sundragon Inti, and because of its effect, it isn't destroyed by battle, and Crow takes no battle damage, so it was basically pointless, except it wasn't. Because Armor Master put a wedge counter on Inti, Inti's attack points drop all the way down to 0, which allows Elfin the Raven to swoop in for an attack and destroy Inti. Now that Inti has been destroyed, Rex Goodwin gets thoroughly jumped and loses a duel right then and there. Except he doesn't, because Inti's effect destroys Elfin the Raven and deals damage to Crow equal to Elfin's attack points, which are 2200. And because Sundragon Inti was destroyed, Moondragon Quia is summoned back from the graveyard. See, I told you that earlier play wasn't a misplay. He also steals their signs, but that definitely isn't going to be important later. Anywho, it's Jack's turn, and he summons Magical Golem to use its effect on Mad Archfiend so that he can attack directly. Crow, you know what to do. I got you. My Shadow Dance trap deals 1000 more damage to you, Goodwin. These filthy mortals are jumping the mess out of me, but I can't lose to them. These filthy, these insignificant peons. But you know he was thinking it. Because Goodwin took effect damage, Yusei is able to use Rising Rush, which grabs Junk Synchron's reboot card. It's Yusei's turn now, and he immediately gets down on business, tuning Junk Synchron to Max Warrior to Synchro Summon Junk Archer. With Junk Archer's ability, Yusei banishes Moondragon Quia for the turn, allowing him to attack directly. See, this is why Yusei is my #1 GOAT protagonist in all of fiction, and
Why thanks! You just set off my trap, offering to the immortals! You see if one of your monsters declares a direct attack, and I have no monsters on my field, that attack is negated. Then I get to summon 2 sacrificial stone monument tokens. There's more. I also get to add an earthbound immortal to my hand.
Yusei's still #1. Goodwin just has flagrant plot armor. Anyway, Quia returns and it's Goodwin's turn. Again. Rex sacrifices the 2 tokens and of course the 50 plus human souls to summon text to speech save me.
Wura Kocha Raska.
Also, the game in the Netherworld is approaching, and if it reaches the temple, the world will end, but that's not important.
Fetch me their soul!
Don't worry, we got you. Just focus on playing card games on motorcycles. Let's beat him, guys. Beat me? You'll never be able to do that while is on the field. It's a comically large bird with 1 attack point. What is it going to do? This? Before Crow is down, he managed to pull off a quick time event to destroy Quia and activate Blackwing Anchor, which will be relevant later, trust me. Goodwin ends his turn by setting a card since ability skips the battle phase. It's Jack's turn, and he starts off by summoning Sinister Sprocket and tuning it with Magical Golem and Mad Archfiend to Synchro Summon the Mighty, the Supreme, the dragon that reflects Jack's very soul, Red Dragon Archfiend. The blaze almost got out of control there for a second. Jack then activates Half Straight, which sounds like a documentary name for that one, homie. You know the one. Anyway, Jack halves Red Dragon Archfiend's attack points to attack directly, but then Sun Dragon Inti's attack points drop to 0 for literally no reason, but it stops the direct attack and forces Red Dragon Archfiend to attack Inti. Yet another case of the plot striking again. Yusei plays Scrub Raid, allowing Jack to end the battle phase right then and there. Jack, all you gotta do is discard a card and the battle phase is over. Keep attacking, Jack. You won't. I won't. No balls. No balls. I'll show you no balls. Go, Red Dragon Archfang. Jack, were you in a class with 3 teachers as a kid? Because I'm starting to think that you were dropped on your head multiple times as a baby. You know what? I'm just gonna say it. You're dumb, idiotic, moronic, slow, and just plain stupid. He even backtracks on it not even 30 seconds later. Anyway, Red Dragon Archfang is destroyed, Kui is back, and Jack sets a card to end his turn. Maybe the goat can fix this. Yusei tries to use Arch's ability to banish Kuya, but Rex activates a trap, of course. He destroys Kuya and gains 2,500 life points, putting him back at 7,900. Now repeat after me. The plot strikes again. And because Kuya is destroyed, Inti comes back too. It's Goodwin's turn, and Jack activates Fiendish Taint, negating Inti's ability to just do anything. Jack is actually being useful for once. Too bad it doesn't last for more than a minute. Jack, what did the bird say to the worthless peon? Are you serious, or this? That doesn't even make sense. Also, look at my new pet. Cute, right? Oh, yeah, I set a card and end my turn. Also, before we continue, I just want to point out that while Goodwin was doing his monologue or whatever here, he had his head physically turned to the left while he's talking through his projection, so he had to turn his head in the next scene in order to look forward. Not gonna lie, that's at least 100k aura, because as a man, it's Yusei's turn, and he tries to use Junk Arch's ability, but of course, Goodwin has a counter with Passion of whatever that is, which negates Junk Archer's effect and just plain destroys it. So Yusei plays Shield Warrior in defense mode and sets a card, but then Goodwin just starts hating out of nowhere and just starts pressing it. Bro said, "That's it? This is your GOAT?" Like he didn't just solemn judgment him like 2 minutes before. This duel has already been decided. Go!
We're a Coach Araska.
You mortals never stood a chance against me. Now I shall rule the world, and there's nothing you can... Nuh-uh. I can still duel you, Goodwin, so prepare to get embarrassed by a mortal with 1 life point. It's Yusei's turn. He uses Angel Baton, drawing 2 cards and discarding 1. He continues by summoning Debris Dragon, which allows him to summon the Sonic Chick he discarded. And it's time! Debris Dragon tunes with Shield Warrior and Sonic Chick to synchro summon the brilliant, the marvelous, the hope that coalesces into a single star, Stardust Dragon. Of course, Goodwin gets straight to hating, but Yusei quickly sets his trap by using Crow's Trap. But it's... yeah, I know it's unfunny. But remember when I said it would be relevant? Yeah, I told y'all. Anyway, Stardust Dragon gets 2,500 attack points, making him strong enough to destroy Inti. And because of Stardust Dragon's effect, it sends itself to the graveyard to negate Inti's effect that would have otherwise destroyed it. Kuya still comes back though, right? Nope! Because Jack actually did something useful. Let's go! His trap, Conquest of the Supreme Ruler, stopped Kuya from coming back. Yusei ends his turn and Stardust Dragon comes back. They do a whole lot of yapping about Rex still being connected to Roman and stuff, but there's way too much on the script already, so I'm just gonna skip over it. It's Rex's turn, and he attacks directly with
We're a Coach Araska.
But Yusei uses Scrubbed Raid, allowing him to end the battle phase then and there. Goodwin tries to use Meteor Flare to end the duel, but my GOAT uses Joint Future, negating its effect and shuffling it back into Goodwin's deck. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 episodes and a whole bunch of yap sessions, we have finally arrived at the final turn of the duel. Kuro also becomes a signer, but that's not important right now. Because Stardust Dragon is on Yusei's field, he's allowed to summon Stardust Xiaolong from his graveyard. How it got there, I don't know. He then summons Majestic Dragon and tunes it with Stardust Dragon and Stardust Xiaolong to Synchro Summon. The Shining, the Majestic, the definition of evolution. Majestic Star Dragon. First, Majestic Star Dragon negates effects, making it vulnerable to attacks. Then, YUSEI activates Synchro Baton, which allows Majestic Star Dragon to gain 600 attack points for each Synchro monster in the graveyard. Since there are 4, Majestic Star Dragon gains 2,400 attack points, putting it at a total of 6,200 attack points. That big bird of yours is going down! Attack, Majestic Star Dragon! Impossible! I lost to mere mortals? And now aim for that giant thing! How a hologram managed to destroy what is basically the manifestation of the devil is beyond me, but he did it. The world is saved and back to normal. Rex literally just dies, and this was way too long.
I woke up in a different